2023, organized by the Department of Management, Mizoram University, in collaboration with our main sponsor, Evocent, our event partner, PHE Department, our co-sponsors, MRB, GIG Motors, MYC, Music Corner, Tribal Superstore, Kicks It All, Mark Event and Advertisement, Ace Rentals. Our media partner for today's program will be LPS Vision Production. Okay, so after a successful day one of Management Fest, we are now heading to day two. The program for today's fest is divided into two sessions. Session one, which we'll be conducting right now, the morning session, will be on entrepreneurs, startups, product demonstration, and the afternoon session will be talk show, which will be a political talk show, and I invite all the audience to please be present for that as well. So I'll read out the order of events for today's session. First, we'll have a speech by our resource person, Shri LTL Fela, CEO and Chairman of TILI. Then we'll have product demonstration, which will be moderated by Shri Silal Ratsanga, CEO Bionest. And then we'll have a question and answer round, which will include the questions from the audience, and the panelists can answer the questions. So, before we start the program, I'll have a short public announcement which is given by MRB and PHE Department. Mizo chongin katsiarme nga kongain min lau thiam ula. Mizoram Rural Bank hi kumsang khadzakwa somriat pathum September ni somni pasaria din ni in Mizoram Chunga Bank branch ne nga ber ni in branch zale pani anei mek ani Mizoram Rural Bank yan customer tatana olsam na le remcha na tetlen zelin bank ka kalkher ngai lava mani mun achangin banking service te ti theina mobile banking Mizo Bank le internet banking te aneya mobile banking app hi Google Play Store le Apple Store download the ani e internet mang thei tur hian mani account nei na branch a deal thei ani Tlatin lo nei tana har sat na chinfel dan olsam MRB salary package hi lo mail siat vero le ahun taka lo ilak lo awanga ibuay na pumpel ro le Insurance Mantlom PM Insurance Scheme PMJJBY le PMSBY hi ibel chiang to em cheng zali som thum paruk le cheng som ni man chau ni in sum assured noi ni ani a heng Insurance Mantlom hi MRB branch tina lak theireng ani atop na tan chuan pension mantlom atal pension yojna APY noya thlatin sum fai claim te da in cheng sang khat achanga sanga pension lo nei vero le tuna chuan PHE Department 10 mi puingen na min siam sak sanitation chungchang thiang limna huna hian shisel na po a om fai hi ring tu nun ang ani ataka lan swati chi ani final e thiang lim na ngai pui mo tu chu ram le nam tan ro hlu ani fai hi moi pui lo kan om lo ti zong khani se So to start the program, I'll first call our resource person, Shri LTL Fela, CEO and Chairman TILI, to please come forward and give your speech.
Am I to speak in English or Mizo? Huh? English. How many non-Mizo? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll do a little bit of Minglish. I hope that's okay with you, right? I'm okay with English, but then since the Mizo crowd is a little bit in majority, what I used to suffer a lot while I was studying down there was when they speak in Hindi, it used to be slightly a problem, but then that's how life is. So yeah. Today I would like to have a little bit of interaction. Per se, I hope that's okay. I'm not too sure of what exactly I might say. Is this live or not live, right? It's post-production. If I do something stupid, it can be cut again. Potentially that could happen, right? So anyways, I'll start off with a little bit of introduction and then I'll move from there. My name is LTL Fella. So as our like beautiful host was saying, we have an incubator right now here in Mizoram. And before that, I had a little bit of corporate experience, which if you want, we can discuss a little bit on that. And also, we are right now registered under Startup India, which is there. We'll elaborate on that as well. And then I have my own startups, and then we have a few startups here lined up with us. And then we have Sarwat Sanga, who is also the Bionas director here, CEO here, sorry. Now, I got to learn that we are going to have a product display, and right now it's going on, and then we have a little bit of discussion after this one, which is good. I am not exactly sure how will I carry forward this discussion, but then I'm going to basically, since it's not so much of time, I'm going to try to basically motivate all of us to think on the lines of startup and entrepreneurial ecosystem. I think that's going to be the aim of my talk right now today. Basically, if we can motivate or inspire each other. So that's going to be the thing. So before that, I would like to start off by asking who all here is trying to start up on their own. Don't raise your hand just because you're in the program. Who is really trying to stand up on their own? Anyone? Okay, who is trying to take a government job? Go on, it's very fair. Basically, all the MZUs are going to try to go for a government job, whether you like it or not. That's how things are. So, sarkar na tho tum zonglok. Parlok til soidan ka thiam nan. You're trying to have a government job. Very nice. Anyone else? Okay, who's trying to go to corporate, private jobs? Corporate work? One? Okay, this chunk here is all trying to go for corporate work. And then Mania business startum, trying to have some shop and something like that. Here one. Okay, 2, 3, 4. All right. So the major chunk is trying to work in the corporates. Do we have any placements here in management, like corporate placements? Okay, that's good to know. I think that's a really good start to start off with. In Mizoram, as most of us must be knowing, work is equal to government job. Na is equal to sarkar na dito top maya hetilai chuan kan tretlang vekanga. So I think this is where we would want to change the mentality, the ideology. Yesterday, I was fortunate enough to have a sit with Kiren Rijiju, who is the Union Cabinet Minister. We had a good time. We have around like 1.5 hours of talk, along with some few other friends of mine. Like we are 5 of us. He was also saying the same thing, that in Northeast India, there's a huge problem that all of us kind of think that government job is like the job, which we sort out for, to an extent in India as well, except for the metropolitan cities. So I think this is where it's a good starting point that more of us are trying to get to the corporate job. I think that's very nice to learn. And then a larger chunk of us don't really try to start up on their own, though we are having an entrepreneurial event today. So, however, that's very fair, because starting up is never easy. I think that's something we should all understand. Unless and until we're all so passionate of doing something, I think it's not just anybody's like a thing to just go on and start doing something. However, having said that, today I'll try to, anyways, still try to motivate you. I am just giving a disclaimer up ahead so that it's not because I'm saying that you should be doing it, but then it's the thing which pushes you from innate that should really resonate to yourself and help make you stand up. So I'll try motivating you. I'll try opening the world of entrepreneurship and startup to you. However, if it's not the thing for you, it's up to you. That's perfectly fine. And it's not that we all have to go for entrepreneurship. That's not the way of the world. So that's fine. So I think to start off with, I would say I'm going to speak a little bit from different directions, since I didn't come so well structured, and that's what entrepreneurship is anyways. So if something has to come up one fine day, we have to jump around and do that things. And like, for example, meeting Kiran Rijiju yesterday, just before the night, one of the BJP leader called me up and said, "Can you meet? Can you form? Can you form?" It was like almost dark at that point. "Can you get another like 6 people along with you to meet him?" It was an unplanned, and you have to meet the cabinet minister, and then just calling up people. People are also very busy, but then you have to always find ways to make things happen. That's, I think, is the most important thing in entrepreneurship, and trying to finding the ways. And then the next would be like things like what is a good product market fit. I was just talking to like two of our startups over here. Like we have 4 startups with us today. We have Lelen, Effie's collection, and Effie's handmade, and Heavy soap, and I don't know what all she's doing. She's doing so many things. So, and then we have Funky, and then we have Suzanne, which is like, I'll talk a little bit on them a little bit. I was just talking to all of them and how much of employees they have and all of that. And I know a little bit about the 3 of them. Lelento, I don't know so much, so I think I'll take a reserve on that. So I'll talk on that a little bit as well. Now the problem where are you from, if I just may ask, the non-Mizo? Yes, Assam. Bihar. All right. I think the problem, I kind of works for you as well. The problem here in Mizoram is, I'll speak a little bit of Mizo here. Kan problem liyan daw so Mizoram ecosystem o may kan tumlo to kani. Hey kan break tum masak ber tato na hiyan. Kan startup le kan initiative lak zong hiyan ngai to tao lang. Mizoram population ba kan ngai to na hin thei tlatlo ni tun din mo na hiyan. Hi kay ni Mizo te hiyan en kan break ngai ni. En tinan khatlama po corporate na thodu tam tak kan lo ta at halutuk. Mizoram Massachusetts mi corporate nine dikhane milai local bank ti vel temo khoilai motor distributor ti vel temo khani lo thei ram se exposure kan nei tlan hi ngai ni chu point mo lu tu kan ni chu enteran he FT po kan thrian lu tu kan ni ani to pon London at po experience thalu tu kan nei ta min thril thin ta man atang to in khanga athil zirte enteran holo tu rangai ta le degree sang ber nei lo ma se ama experience zong chuanin degree sang tam tak ke ni ho tam tak ai khana thajok tho nang mani MBA grad run MBA de ovek in nitro right now most of you are MBS if I'm not wrong right so khang zong tam tak ai khanin experience zong eng chon lo ti tlak jok thina ma say having said that ka soitum lai zo ka chu Mizo te hianin ingatinge Mizoram chin chi hi kan langai to le ti hi tuna kan thu pui lian lu tu kan khelve me kan ita ke mani incubator a chuan chu ta chuanin athan chu kan population hi noi som ani maya 1 million kan ni troka 1 point something kan ni vetoa chu Calcutta te Delhi te veng khata ni mai taka chuan kan population ni claim lu to ka mani kut ke din startup kan ti tak don ani chuan kan sales te kan thil ti jong crore a hol ve noi te ngai ni chu kan shriat reng ngai ti hi kan thu pui ya tuna ngai tuna lo nei inom don ani pon please think outside of Mizoram pon hi kan ngai tu sham ngai ni ti kha entirnan hetlama changin ti thei tamani tun lai phe chuanin AI te kan soya outsourcing te kan soina sa hetla changa kan ti thei ang to khi tam ve ni chu hemi kai mani landlock deu atang far flung deu chang po hianin ti ve thei kan nga online pon ti thei tama social media through the pon engagement tam tak om theya creativity ang zong te design ang zong te video works ang sing zong te pong kha zong kha ti sang kha tam ta ni entian BPO kan ti ang si te po kan Mizoram zong kan la nei ngei tura kan nga nei ngei po kan tuma KPO knowledge process outsourcing ti ang si thleng te pon khang zong a khanin kan thil ti khan engen yang khat yang zong kha Mizoram po nang zong kha ngai tu tir tu milang kan Mizoram economy soilu lo thei lo ani de ve ta chuan a thalo ni tuna hianin source of revenue po kan nei banglo ti la kan soisual lo ilanga central atang in sum kan la that's kan source of revenue lian per ani de top pa tu chu wang chuanin ke ni ho hianin sarkar reliant lo din te kan tu mangai tuna startup kan nei reng kan ti mela initiative kan lak zong ai hi ngai tu chuan scheme based ani tamzo ke sarkar scheme oma chumi mang chuan thil kan tia khatiang lawati da ni kan ngai tu tlan thongai scheme ni lawa bulchan na siam tum to hi kan ngai ni ti hi kan ril roma chuta chuanin investment te ngai tu chho angai ta ni investment kan soite po hian ke ni pon tu na hianin ta kading kan ti pa hianin investment and tin nge foreign investment te phailam or foreign Mizo lo ho sa to jok te investment te tal te po in tin nge kan ti theyang ti hi kan ril loina ve mma chuta chuan startup ecosystem ti lian tur chuan tilaya kan local ate po heituna po Suzanne le Funky te pon lom ta chengrang le ngen mu shia zong chengrang le ngen mu okay tamjok chuan kan share so for the non Mizo is like so we have this show you know Shark Tank right You know Shark Tank India? Before Shark Tank India came along, we had this show running here in Aizawl. So we call it Tsengrang and Ngenmu, which basically means a gun and a bullet. So as an entrepreneur, we have the gun, but then we don't have the bullet. So the bullet has to be given by the investor. So the investor gives you the bullet in the form of funding or guidance or whatever it may be. So we had that show running. We're running in season 3 right now. So 2 of our startups who are going to present today, Funky and Suzanne, has presented in our show. Unfortunately, Funky did not get the investment, but then we are planning for investment outside of the show because they are potential investors who are interested in him. And Suzanne was invested by one of our MZU corporate worker who is working in Telstra right now. He's the India head for business, Telstra business. So he invested in Suzanne. So that's another investment which is happening. So what we're just trying to make happen over here is we have to learn the language of investment. We have to learn how investment work, how startup entities work. So this is very important for all of us. Formalization of entity and then how investment work is what we're just trying to inculcate into our system. And then whatever startups we have, even Suzanne, we and even Funky for that matter, we are trying to expose their product outside of Mizoram. This is what we're trying so hard at. For example, I'll take Suzanne, for example. He has a thing called Sacha Chiki. So which is a mixture of miso sweet called kurtai and Sacha Inji. Who all knows Sacha Inji over here? Sacha Inji? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So around 6 of you know in this crowd what Sacha Inji is. Sacha Inji is a very, we have my partner here today and like Mark, who is like sitting right here. He's my partner since the beginning of whatever we're doing. Everything is like our brainchild, so to say. So they are working so hard to get this Sacha Inji being grown in Mizoram. So Sacha Inji is a very important fat fruit, a very healthy fat fruit, along with avocado and all of this. It's growing very well in Mizoram. So what this young lad over here, Lutea, has done is he has mixed those kurtai and Sacha Inji to make Sacha Chiki. So it's a form of a sweet now. So he could easily sell in and around Mizoram. Easily, because it's quite tasty and in a way, the kurtai unhealthiness is been slightly offset by the Sacha Inji healthiness, Thorasa. I'm not sure how much. But then, so we could make that sale easily here in Mizoram. He would make enough production. He may not even cater to the production unit of what Mizoram needs. But what we try and what we want for him is, it's a sweet. India is a sweet eating country. Everywhere you go, you bring sweets. And this is something which I lack a lot while I was working in the corporates and all. Whenever you go home, they expect us to bring back sweets and give it to them. And then we have no sweets per se, and I don't like sweets at all. So I don't have that culture of bringing, and then, which is a very nice practice in Indian culture, which I love a lot. And then you have to give sweets, and for such a thing, and Sacha Chiki, which we are working on right now, is a very good market fit for Indian market. So we're trying our best to push it out. We have shared with even, as I was saying, I shared it with our union minister yesterday as well. So such a thing is what we're trying to get to and then get more of exposure. Now coming to entity, I think you guys must be knowing a little bit more about the formalization of entity, private limited, what public limited company is, and all of that. Mizoram na country at ngay daw chu. Tuna hianen kan dorte kan registration zong hi. Proprietorship ni de. More of us here, if I'm not wrong, you must also be in proprietorship. True. Funky hitu katipuy kan tumdon ani hitu kan formalize so ngay nga investment kan tipang I don't know bangin. Mizote here in registration kan share mi proprietorship ani de tlang puya and you have AMC shop license le bokta. So tami mangyan kan la function tani reserve category kan niya text kan pelawat. Things move. If we are gonna spread our wings, kankal dardona ni chuan. Mizoram po na kankal don ni chuan proprietorship, it's very dangerous. At halo tani. At san chu country at ngai lai chu proprietorship at chuan in engemoni in firm kan thilo tiswal pal se all liability is on you. Nang ma khan liability zong is on you. Boy na chuan I personal assets pon confiscate vectay. via law. Mase once you formalize your entity, let's say for example private limited, limited liability partnership, hang tati chuan. Even if you do, not that I am advocating to do something wrong, til kan lo tiswal pala ni ipon. Even if you do something wrong, then it's on the entity. It's a separate entity at that point in time, private limited and each one. So personally, there is nothing liable on you. The liability is on the setup, the entity. So which is very important to learn. Mase Mizoram chunga kan operate lel do ni chwa din. Okay, quite okay. You can work with Mizoram chu kan la fela kan len hekwak lo bokta thil kan ti swal pon. Mizoram chung ni chwan it's still okay. Mase kan expand dona investment they can do ni chwan. We have to be formalized. Which comes to Startup India. Startup India Startup India is like, I think few more are coming in. So Startup India is like the main startup controlling body in India. Right now there are 4 official incubators in Northeast India, the first batch. IIT Guwahati, Sikkim Manipal, Edu Center Nagaland, and Tilik Incubator. The first 4. Right now, if I'm not wrong, Mizoram Incube is also applying for 1. You have to be, if you are going to have those funding from all the registered bodies of startups in India, you have to be DPIIT recognized startup, which you have to fill up the form for, where you have to be formalized, most of it. You can go for partnership, but it's still advisable to be a formalized entity. So if you're going to apply for such fundings outside of Mizoram, formal funding, you have to be a DPIIT recognized startup. And those have its own small clause. You have to be 10 years or below and all of that. So that is something where it's again very important. That you have to be DPIIT recognized startup. And then once you are DPIIT recognized startup, then you can apply for Startup India Fund, wherein you can apply for 20 lakhs of seed funding, where you don't have to pay back anything. It'll be fund. You can apply to our incubator. You can apply to all the incubators across India. In fact, you have to mandatorily apply for 3 incubators. While you are applying for that system, you have to select 3 incubators. Now you can apply for 20 lakhs for seed grant maximum, and then you can apply for 45 for debentures. 50. You can apply for 50 for debentures. Debentures basically mean loans, and they're not like loans, but then which can be converted to shares afterwards. If the loanee and the loaner are like in acceptance, then that can be converted to shares. Therefore, it's called debentures. So those are the 2 for instruments which you can take the funding from Startup India, where you can apply from Startup India portal online, and then you can select incubators like ours and others, and then you can basically get the fund if you are DPIIT startup registered. For DPIIT startup registered, you have to be formalized entity, which is like unlike, as I've said, proprietorship, not like those. The formal ones, private limited, limited liability, partnership, and all of that. So that's something which is very important to know. But also, I think we also have to disclose that if you are a formalized entity, you have to do compliances. It's legal every year. You have to file for different taxes, maybe GST, but then you have a moratorium period, I think 3 years if I'm not wrong, as a registered startup. So that is also there. So this applies to all of us across India, not just Mizoram. And you can apply to all incubators across India. Okay, that's basically a very short snippet of what startup scenario looks like here and India as a whole. So our main goal and our main desire is for us to stand up on our own 2 feet. Mizoram ahianin na is equal to sarkar na hi knock off kan dune. Then money in total kan zirangay mizo chalai ten. Kan nule paten kan zavayin engan soy trin. Kini titlengpon kan banglo. Kipon engem mo chen convince tumin ka beirei to a tun chuanin no kheve tran to nai le zong don lo mi ti hi kan don ne reng ta ne thil kan lo thi ve reng to pon entingyen nai zong don ti khan reng ta engyen na ne chon sarkar na khani maya dak bak vak dang khom chuang lawa sarkar na hi kan du chan hi ti hi kan thria thiam ngai ta ni thai thaki ka soi du chho du chen ta sarkar na hi ngetinge kan du kan ti chuan stability ani ta chuan security. Chana topa pathum na poimo ka tilu to neta kanu le pa ta nan thria thiam thaber ani กันนู่นเลยป้าแต่ generation อาคารสุรการน่ะ was the best option สุรการน่ะทอเราข้าอัดทักอันนี้ generation อาจวนไอ้ห้องอันนี้ it was wide open สุรการน่ะข้าอย่างเงี้ยจงมวยเรานี่เราเซ engineering แต่พวกอันนั้นสวยกันนั่นใช่ตาpass มังลัวนัดเจล่าอันนัวจุดที่ที่เหลือแต่พวกขนมมันเตียข้างแต่พวกขนมตานี่น่าข้าอมินะเวอร์ชิมชิมา apply of course อันทินเวทเท่ากับจุงไอ competition แต่จุเวทไม่หวังอามาเราจุ potential กับสร้างแล้วตัวกันนี่ข้ามี generation ขันเกนี่เขาฮีมินเอ็นกอลชาวตาอันนี้ไงชับเบอร์ข้ามินสวยมูเราเท่าเรานี่อันนี้เสียเทียมดันก็จวนเองสุรการนักข้าชับเบอร์อดีตกวกปวกวนหุ่นลายชนมาจะตูนดินมุนาชนอัชาเบรมติด question mark เลี้ยงเดี๋ยวเราด่าไตลังมาจะหัว all sometime ติขันตาเนี่ย competition น่ะสานโตเสียข้างไอตัวลังกี่มานี่ population ปุ่มป่วย 2-3% เวลาก็สุรการหา potential โอ้มันเนี่ยข้าก็ขันนี่จุดแต่ลุยตาเนี่ยที่หลังที่เทมาเล็กเราขันนี่กัน society ขันมินอินจุดที่ตาจู่ๆอภัยแต่ตานี่ที่แรกเราเห็นหุ่นลายในตานี่เอราในตานี่กันนู่นเลยป้าแต่หุ่นลายก็จะสุรการน่ะโถเอรากันเตียแค่นี้จนกันสวยเฟียดานาชวนกันปีเลยพูดแต่ก็จะกุดน่ะโถที่ไม่ละให้เหลวในเอราที่จอกแตงอันนี้ตานี่ so ข้ามีหุ่นลายคานกันปีเลยพูดแต่หุ่นลายคานกันปีเลยพูดแต่กันสุรการน่ะก็ถกดูก็จะติดจับตาเสอะเทเหลวหุ่นลายคานเทเหลวชิมอมเหลวถูกกันนี่เจ้าจุดสิไปที่ว่าเขาจะนำมาส่วนกันนู่นเลยป้าที่หุ่นไล่กันอาจจะจุกเล่ากันเลยจอกแต่งติดลัดเสียสุรการนะค่ะดูเล่าจอกตาเสียอัดทักเลยโดนตาเนี่ยก็ไล่หุ่นเซลเขาตาทุนส่วนนี้เองก็กลัวกันติดส่วนนี้ entrepreneurship space ก็ตัดเสียตาเนี่ยทุนจังก็กลุ่มสมจังก็เร่งตัวโดนบิ๊กเล่ากลัวไล่หุ่นกันนมเสียตาเนี่ยทุนเห็นเองโปที่โดนดูลังมิโซรามาติมาสเบอร์จุมีอาจารย์ก็มาสเบอร์ที่น่าตัวเรียนเล่นในฟังดังนี้อินจะไว้พอเห็นที่ฟังโดนละ first time in มิโซรามฟังกินเล่นในเทียงทุนเห็นส่วน potential ละตั้มบกส่วนจุขัดเฉาโดนตานี่ทุนเกี่ยมานี่เราสุรการหนาบัวที่สุรการหนาเวทุงเราจนไงตัวเต่าละพิอนหาดีลตัวเตปอน masters เต bachelor's degree holder เตอันกัลเนียก็สวยว่าเราก็เห็นเรา PhD ที่พอจางส่วนที่เตปอสวยแต่เอามาเสีย I'm not กัดเชียงเลยวะอันกัลเนียขัดเตียงดีกรีในพุ่งปุยกันเหตุน่ะอันไว้ลำปังเตปอกัน apply สุบตาหุ่นไล่เขา appeal ตัวชีตุนดินหัวตักชวนมานี่กุดเกดินหุ่นไล่ตานี่เวทุงินะตุนหุ่นไล่เราชวนเองพวกสตาร์ทอัพตุนโดนละอินเดียรามินสตาร์ทอัพแล้วป่วยไม่ป่วยซาฟผมรู้ตามานี่อินเดียรามินเองตัวเดินง่ายนี่ make in India ที่สตาร์ทอัพที่ G20 อ่ะพอ startup 20 แต่ North ว่า India was the one who pushed startup 20 to the G20 ecosystem จุดที่ครบจนยังไงตัวนี้จนจะข้ามีหุ่นไล่อะเกนี่เห็นนัดจ้างกันเฉลวนี่จนเคลมินอาทักเดียวสุรการนาเต้นกันทีวีชัดขานนี่กินทีวีแต่วิวแต่พอลอมตัวร่างไอ้ไทยลังอาทักเดียวเล็กนี่จู่วันจวนนี่หุ่นไล่กันมิลากัน risk จุดสร้างเดียวสุรการนาจนเสร็จจนจะสร้างเดียว security แต่พอเสร็จสร้างเดียวมาเสร็จ the higher the risk higher the return ที่เขาจะเสียเวรตัวเนี่ย return จุดชัดจอกส่วนตาจวนนี่ security ตรงจ้างอ่ะหลุดล็อกไทยลังสุรการ security กันตีพอฮีตัวน่าจวนกันอินบานเทลุจุดละชัดเท่าว่าอามาจะ benefit จงให้จวนอัชโลเตมีเนี่ยสุรการนาฮีสุรการน่ะชกทับป้างไอ้ตานเฮียนินเอาสักเทโลเอาสักเทโลต๊บจูโปอินชุงเตะแล้วมันกันจงหวยเดียวแล้วกันชุงเตะกันเชียนเตะกันนู่นแหละปาเตปนยังอันเราหัวสานี่จวนนิน logical ได้เป็นชุดชินังกับป้าเฮียนกันดูเฮียนกับปาเตเฮียนกับอูเฮียนทุกคนเราเนี่ยตาสุดที่จะจุดโลนี่ยะอันเราชอบพอลปนไว้เต็นเราเนี่ยsenior จวนนินหน่วยทุ่มเตปนเราเท่ามาสักจู่อันretire โดนตัวละมานี่55 plus 50 plus นู่นเวลกันนี่ต่อตาหลอดทำตักไอ้ตัวฮิจูข้างหันชุดตาแล้วกลุ่มที่นี่จุดที่จะจุดละที่จุดที่เวดยัดไตลังกันนู่นเลยป้าที่หลอดเช่าฮิชุดไตลังเชียงเวไม่สวยถุยฟักปงไงเราจู่วันจวนนี้สุรการหาทจู่ไอ้บ้านไทยเราจู่ตัวน่ะจู่อันนี้ตาไม่อะเขาจะสวยฟักไงน้ำเราวะมาเสียจุดที่รัวเสียจวนนี้อันหลอดชะลาวะจวนเฮติลายคอร์เปอเรทถกดูกันตามตานี่คอร์เปอเรทที่สุรการลุกินอัจฉริยะจูสุรการไอมาไม่หิมโซกันนี่ที่กันเชื่อตั้งไงอันที่นั้นตากันติงสิแต่อินเดียรัมคอร์เปอเรทเลียนชาซาลุตุกันนี่ตาชาลุตุกันนี่ Aditya Birla Group kan tiang si te ta chung ke pok thok jok thin ta a him zia le company lian ho him zia kan chalo mai zoka emi an management circle lu pe chon him lu tu kani of course recession de chon ti boy zoka sarkar na ai thot chon kha ka chu part of it ma se an ma ni thiam pol kan lu chuan in ban tak tak khom thei chong lawa chan chu a company dikal tu khan ma mo char thawa chuan security zone a chuan in sarkar na chu han phalo ma se phatrep ti la ka soi sual lo ka chiang a hloai ro chuan in thau tak mai hi nia ngai to lang ta management institute ta in local so ta Mizo University replacement a sang lu tuk lo mai thaya ma se placement chapol ang chi te chu kan thian te bukan placement an mu that te kha chuan kum khata 40-50 lakhs ten nei leng hal thei ta ni tran tir tang khan kini pon 18-20 vel bor kan land ta khang te khalo ni ta ni ma se kini ka chu finance te kan lo ti lo wangin finance a te pe chuan in finance te consulting te pe chu na sale as well ta khang khanin a hlo khang tha ta ni chuan a tot le chuan health benefits ang chi khan le ta sarkar kan du le deu chu reimbursement ti MR kan ti khan ta khang ate khanin health insurance se om thato lu to tu corporate adopt char bok ta khang te khom ta khang khanin ka soi dan jong boring training ka ria chu man chuanin kan twist de ula ka nga chuan chung jong a chuanin kan soi du le bok chu voina hey startup chung chang kan soya sarkar na chung chang kan soya startup hi a growth oriented ani sarkar na chu seniority incentivizing te lo niam hemi work incentivizing ang zong ta hian in akal chho na satani hemi corporate ate chuan if you do good work then you get promotion ang zong te khan lo ni la zelta khang te pokash ta tha growth oriented du duai ka soina sama main ka ria ka soire du dek doing ka ria chuan top khoka chuan in voina hey startup ecosystem ti hausak le na zual na tur hete inan design te alom ko ti mya adu thu sama chon engagement te han nei chu ka du zo ka ma se ka kai man ka soita du ka du lo dan dawin ko oma chuan atop khoka chuanin mani kut ke ending du ni chuanin I ke mani te poron leng lo tola tilin incubator mission beng a khen kan neya chuan soitong kan startup indian hnuai po apply theina ti sang khaum ta khang te po khalo oma abak soi momo du kana ya chu antenan I startup du tan chuanin financing hi issue lian ben chu ka address lo nga abak chu du tok tai lang financing hi issue lian belon ta chu kan soi thok ka investment te investor te kan soya khang jong a khanen investment ang ideology ha kan put so chu mi zo ten kan du lutoka chuan debt financing kan ti loan te hi lak huai poi aswal lo mania burden lak te poi thaveni chu tilai chuan in hei tuna chuan MSME noya te scheme thade PMEGP tiang chi te lo ma khanga chuan in hei pumar ka tilai ka partner te pon expert lu to kan lo ni ta chuan in net fee loan te polom le zel ta net fee te po ki bek thereng ania interest rate niam de pon an lo in pe thei ta khang te po kha exploration a khan nang mani khanin awareness a khan lo da hrim ta la chuan chu startup india noi kan tiang chi seed fund kan tiang chi te debentures kan tiang chi te kha om thei bok ani ti khalo thataila chuan kain soi kal kwal na sa de ulaka chu min lo thiam lok ta ula chuan zo na te mo mani chuan in kan la in open rang tur lo ngai tai la ti baka khachuan in tuna hei kan startup ten an soi lai te pon ka zona te po zona zo a hian in mizo te kan tran lak ngai hrim in ka ria chu chang hrim bukla ti kha kan ron soi pa ve du hrim bukani kalame
Thank you so much, sir, LTL Fella, CEO and Chairman Tilly. It was a very lively start to the session, I must say. And next up, we have the product demonstration session. Before we start the product demonstration, I'd like to mention that for ease of communication and better understanding, MZU language may be used as and when required by our moderator or our panelists. MZU chong kha man thei ania man phalani boka achul le chain tiang zelin kan panelist le moderator te pon in mang thei ni. Now I would like to hand over the time to our demonstrator. First I'd like to introduce our demonstrator to the audience. The moderator to the audience, I'm sorry. The moderator for today's product demonstration is Shri Silal Ruatsanga, CEO Bionest. Sir, can you please stand up and wave to the audience? Yes, sir. You can. The time is all yours now, and the stage is all yours.
Okay. I'm not going to sit on the dais or anything. So first off, we'll call one of the recent very popular person. He has been, in the news. He has been in Delhi, pages, story everywhere. So he's going to give a small presentation about what he has done, what are his products, etc. So we'll just first call Mr. Suzanne. Sorry, Mr. Lutea. Okay. And he's from a place which is very lonely, but he's very sweet because of there's a lot of sugar cane growing over there. So we'll give him the space to make his presentation, and after that we'll go on to the next demonstration. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk in MZU, so I hope everyone would feel comfortable. So, kaming chu valal lua ni lu te timin ko mai china. Suza in the list delight company CEO hi kania he company hi kasoi te point lo sha to mai thea TV la ma te Instagram reels la ma te china kasoi tur tamzo kha sarfe na ron sai vek to me nge kasoi ngo ka tiril ro he company tung kum lai hol vel khan dinania chuan he company hi kati tum na chu rei to khop me mara chu entin nge kong ka zo chanang ti te kha ka shelawa chuan sarfe te tili incubator lam hian platform chatak mai general engen mo hi kumtin anron duang china tungkum season 3 ania tungkum po hena hlotling ema so next slide kam lo ti saklok mai general engen mu season 3 ha chandon khan enge Instagram la te le poster lam tha kan mu ve a kha apply risk ve throi me enge ka tiang po sha jong lo business idea ka chu ka nei ve ma se enge ka lu pui takang enge ti tak zet khan enge ka lu puyang di ha ka chiang lo ni ke ma khan ti khan game ti ha kan han nei chawa kar khat vel kha hostel ha ka in khung ta sar fel te he ta sar mark te ho ne ha ka in khung ta ti khan ti tak zet khan game training te kan han ne ya ti khan idea te enge idea nei dan chon kan tumber khan china sar fel ron soi tong kha Mizoram a chau ni lo enting e Mizoram po ni kan chu pui ve theyang Mizoram chunga hian hosak na hi omem o ti te kha kan han ngai to a chi chuan han ti chhota tin he show a hian keipon hlotlin na changte jinga mi kha kania karin phak bak in ka thlenga he tuna po I platform thatak tak te min pe ve to a tiang voina po hian ani na taka chuan in maron din hi enge ka hupur emani ke ai upa ke ai zir sang vek india heta in chairman hemi management fest in program in chairman te ho zinga po nitin do thoi ga pha mara chu I experience kan sheve du lo man ditlat mai sia enge nang ni zinga hian ni den ton tu ka soyang o hi ka ngai to thina eng ma hi en ton tu soi tu ka shi thi ka she box lo ma mara chu experience soi tu ramin ti wang han karon ding ve sham nia tin next slide kam notice oh tia he kan company kan team chu ni ta chon china heta kan resource person lo ding kha LTL fela chairman Dili khan ta ani hi adumavar hemi startup tupa kha ni boka chuan tech lam le e-commerce develop ani hi apon em bon turul to kania chuan heta hen mark la du saka om boka hemi te pan hi anom lai aming puma ka poi khat ko na nia sei ve le chu he CEO and angel business promoter sanita angel business promoter sianti chinchu hetiang investment kan shelar da nurjan duna chalai hote na kan shiduna sete boxing academy te hemi promote tu te hi ania baka farmers tam takan promote chutiang chunia tunge ani ai chuan enge until ti hi sheila kan ngai sangjok thinin ka shea chutiang khoba farmers te khai chok nem to chunia heta hen andrew mingmoi zol om le he Tesla company Australia company thokania maro chu India hian office an nei boka India po hian mi singa ve thokanom ta center of excellence a hian hi ho tu ba berenta chutiang chumei baga hian startup tam taka lo in rol ve to thina chutiang khopa enge marketing chain nei tha chu ni ta chu heta Christopher Lalbiang nia taboka fracture company thokania tunlai kan share dan tur chon hei advertisement kan huang te hetiang lam ang chi statistics le analytics vel poi pui chi hin ta hei barbie kan tiang ji de po hi an mani khoi hin ta chon heta ke ma ve mei lutea kalom ta ke ma hi chu ke chu til to ka kal na hi kal na hi lem lawa bi PUC a hian 5th semester bicom ka zir ve me ka tiang ve me chu kan ta chon mà cái thằng tí cái thằng tí product chặt tắc cái thằng này ta cả chuan tiếng team bạc hi India mà chuan mà một cái này big đâu mà lệ tiếng khop team trái á tu na cái mà một chuan tiếng khop team trái anh ông big đâu mà lệ cái thằng tí về chi na chỉ tiếng chu nia tu na hiện mà bộ cái là mega chuan next slide cái company hiện product bạc cái này hay hi lung leng của tay nia hay hi cái tụm đàn tắc chuan farmer sẽ cái promote tanga bạc anh nghe hết ya si sell lâu lệ anh nghe buổi thắc đâu an pekshin te hi tikiang hian bazar da to loin dora te han da taila mizoram pola te han thon suak taila changa ti ngai na ti rom han na ka kan neya mar chu ka han ngai to chiang kan han ngai to chia nu khan angro I nam dang te ne na kan taste preference te hin ang si lawa har dawang em o ti tha kan han ngai to chuan entin mo ni value e thi ngai ni kan han ti ta chuan heta na sama kan chia sarfela soi to ang khan I sama ka te ho ne na kan han ti khan sacha inji hi mizoram in kan tharna se chu ti chuan process ngai na mang hi kan la sha si lawa pangai taka process hi kan la nei si lo chu wang chu sacha inji ne han pol teonga kan thlen ti ta chuan kan han pol vel chin ta chuan next slide hei sacha inji chun ta hei angel business promoters le one organic ina an thar chho chun ta chuan hei mi te a content san ta hei chu ka soi thui lo me nga in hu mai ka ringa hetiang pani hi karo he kurtai le he mi sacha inji karon polta ni chu mang chun sui tui tak he sacha chiki heta in huang hi aron chuak ta hemi hian potential nei chal tu ka he potential nei chal tu kan ta kan han study na po hian India ram swing market 5,000 crore hi kan lut ve thei ngei don khan kan sheta tu na hen startup kan la nei meka chu kan be se yang pun nge kan la kal chak thei lawa ka teammate te le ke ma ina kan nga lel ber chu ka graduate hunania chan chu be se yang khan a CEO ber kha ke ma ha nge part time ang do kala ti wang khan bcom tal hi graduate veila chon full time in kan ti don ne kan te tu na hen business plan he tiang te kan ti tum te kan siam rem ma sapota chu tiang vel chu nia chuan chu tiang khopa product cha neya kan in ngai nuwa chuan hei tuna po demand asa a big takin ka be sei phak bak in gym kal hoin an luta le diet ti ho he diet nge beina sa hoin an luta chan chu heta thau chia te paya thau tha siama ti khan lo nuam bok nen sacha in chi long ngot ai khan hetia value kanon add ve khan theina tam tak aum khan kan sia thlum tui ma nakina hu stall te kan neya in ron tem ve chinanga sample te po kan da veka chuan thei pe chuan miron leisak venga in lo soi dar venga hetiang bak hi keni ta chuan hei ai ro pui hi in pho chuan a hun om chuang lawa nang ni management department te nia nge entrepreneurship lama chuan kenia pon in shela izo kang kenia in zir sang de izo ka kha chu soilova chiang sa nia chuwang chuan nge sarfela soyang khan heta dili incubator te point ron leng thina ta hen ke pon office ka nei vea an mani noya hian chuan chuta te chuan startup chi sang kanom ta service provider te enge ka tiang stock lampang te fashionist te ti khan ti sang kanom ta nang mani startup in nei ve dua in ti tak zet na ne ke in pen ve du ni chuan dili lampang po ka in hongreng di ha karon soi ve du bokani kalome
I experience masa kalau thin rim pui da wachu zir sang zo kan u te zo tia ani po he no pang zo kin bulan han tran theya graduate ma atangin bulan tran theya it's a huge challenge for you people also even if you have an idea now the ecosystem we have daily incubators angel business and we have MZU Bionas, we have MZU IC, we have incubator there in Selassie. If you are going for agribusiness or veti related, we also have a special incubation cell which helps you if you are going for food processing. So it is a huge challenge for you people. And I just want to ask you two questions. The first one is, how did you come with this idea? And think idea here on nature, and think kami idea ka tu na product puit ling ron nitorin and think ikalpoe and think tutunge iron and think katiang system nang ma ecosystem ka think siam.
Thank you for your question, sir. He product niya kan nei tumdan chu kan china ka soi to ang khan kurtai Mizoram pon chu apui veng ei kha kan du sia kurtai chau hi chuan a har sidon kan sheta kha wang khan kan han kha kan team khan ka han meeting ko la chan chi nem polangu kan dita hemi hi product chu ni tamai ta chuan he product kong a hen zin kong tam tak om ta ni voi tam tak kan di so chan ji ke ji som ni chuang ka di chia ni ki ma boyan tiang vel chun da chuan food technologies te corona and ting he a hian structure kan ti dik theyang mi lo ti pui te ti khati te kati ta chuan general engin mulo entry pe chuan in siang episode ma sa pe ka chuan hey kan la in pe lu tu lo wang khan jury te fak te kha lo vak lo ta ma se tu na ro chuan kan duang thapin karon develop to ta voi khat pe chu ingzat veng le ka siam khale ke zinga ve hi kan siaming she she chain chi veri chuan kan venga hen KGP sport oma ka sem kwal top me twin tiem ka ti gola hei le ta ula in le non le dungem in ngai dan ka ti ta chen kha chuan tau do wang ma an te chen kha chuan va thave an te khatiang han kan be ve na sa ni ti ta chuan heta lang lo lama te po min beidon rum chang te po ke pon kan ai ve ni hey maro chu hey tian sar markate sar felate tian kan han in ron ko ta an pani phei zu ka mental hospital hi ka ti china ka down chang hian ka va bia ti khan mani milo motivate thale ti khan beidong su ti khan chung ten an til che pon itana than du wang zo kan yes ti khati te min ti han ti pui china ti khan zin kong chuk chau ve ania sar fela soyang kan chung te chuan keima phei chuan hey enge zirna lama te kalau tuan ve wang hian he tiang lama hian min tui pui lo top ta kan soi ve hrim hrim anga tiang vel zun ta tia kan be ve na sa ina changa chua chang te po kan ei ve thina ina rem lo chang ang ti kha maro chu ti khan katuma ka chianga enge ka ti tuma khan ka chianga enge kan purpose kan gola enge kan chianga ti khan kan be ve kan ti ve ni chu ka thei pa top chuan ti khan hei kan sa te puina za ra te po niang chu tiang vel chuan ka be ve ni ki ma chuan
What's your, after you graduate, after 5 years from your graduation, what are your plans? Enge kum ngat sungin enge hemi Suzanne delight thi and tinge kalpui chau ituma eng tinge ai lian zok and tinge, what's your future plan for the next 4 or 5 years?
okay nia ke ma ni chuan sang the ang per thlen kha kan tum dan chu ni mai ta nia tu na changa kum nga chuan India rama sweet market 5,000 crore kan crack ve hi kan tum ta tuna hian na china heta presentation kam lo ti le sak lok mai team break up ka ta na kha hei heta kan muang hian hei china ka team te hei heta Andrew Ming moi zola te shahi hei market lampanga chak MMA ni ta le market chain nei tha MMA ta chumai ba hei kan hei mi te pathum po hian ni thota Andrew Ming moi zola bi khian kan be sei dan chuan heta sweet chain a heta Bangalore sweet chain a changa kan lu chho thei chuan Bangalore kan crack thei chuan ti in tuna changa kum khata hi chuan plan kan siam phota chuan kumnga hi chuan hey heta ai zau zok te bol loser kan tum le khati khan I achet chat chuan soilarem chi lawa I chu kan tum dan chu ni tu da kan kal tum dan atlang puin short a toy zong chuan
Any questions from the audience? Any questions from the floor? Zo du nei emo a soi bel tu nei shim emo ding chuak chak ve shim te no mem.
Your name is Vanel Lu, and how do you come up with the Suzanne, the Lish Delight?
yeah
I just wanted to know that.
Suzanne is the name of my mother, so according to that we come up with the name. Okay.
thought Suzanne was a name, so I'm sorry for that. Kan lom tak seta I kalzel na tura po du sak na che kan lan ani.
Okay, thank you so much.
Adot len mi tur so kashiap masak per so it was April 2021. Lalian Pui TBL. She posted an update on WhatsApp. I saw that name stuck on me, and I asked her, "Koi mi ngi katia," and she said it's Lelen. So the next demonstrator we'll call up is Lelen. They have. I'm not going to introduce her to you, but she can introduce herself, and she's also an incubatee at Mizoram University Incubation Center, and she is working with sustainable wares.
O zibaivek bule kaming chu arvalarin zwali ania chuanin ka background ka product vel ka soi tak ma in ka background vel kan soi phutanga ke hi Bachelor of Fashion Design kania Delia Pearl Academy achanga zir chwa kania chuanin designing ka zir zo vel business from startup kania chuanin Lelena founder le creative director kani bokani chuanin kan product vel kan soi fia tak ma in enge lelen le ngatinge he business si ka startup chan karon soi ma sa phot tu a I lelen ming sheto in omem kan zinga hiani in ban par thayem o in lo shinwal to ni mo I lelen hi mizo pangpara niya scientifically called Arudina graminefolia or bamboo flower dia ko ani bokani chuanin I ngatinge lelen kher iman iminga ni bok silowa ti ang te po crushing ka dong china ni chu lelen ka man na chan hi chu lelen hi Mizoram hian champhai le North Van Lai phai pangpar bi kanita heng huna chau hianin apartment bi kani chuanin I business ka startup a brand ka startup don hianin brand ke ma min represent he kha ka dua chuanin kan han suilet khanin lelen hi North Van Lai phaya pangpar par na satak anita kha ka North Van Lai phaya silo lel nu nung ber so ka puania kamini wang khang ke ma personally in lelen ne hian ka in relate mai pia lampanga kan products hi eco friendly le sustainable kan kalpui do na wangin lelen hianin kha arun represent telani achan chu an ko dan dang bamboo flower an tibokta kha katuna kan product ka hianin bamboo towel kan nei bokta khang tiang neu khanin aron relate kwal vekta ni chuanin lelen ka startup don hianin hey ka phur hloi wang le til trend ani wang ron startup kan nilawa kan society in enge amamo environment in enge amamo le kan culture in enge amamo ti ngun taka ka ngai to nu aron din chhuak kanita khang tianga khanin khovel business kan startup don shim chuanin hey tu na thillar hloi kan ti chuan omzia omlo achan chu business ka tun kuma alo cha ani theya a trendy lai ni chuan ma se ngai to ulo tu na changa kum thum kum nga kum somang po ni ro se liam ta seng trendy business ringot in ti chuanin a thi hun le a trend ani to lo hun kha om theini kamini wang khan khovelin enge akal pui ti kha ngai to a sustainability le eco friendly hi akal puya hi khovelin alo zui zel tur tu na changa kum som ni som thum po liam ro se sustainability hi alo om don kamini wang khan mizo zinga eco friendly le sustainable la brand ron siam ma saber ni thei turin ma kala a ka shia swalo chuanin sustainability le eco friendly principle follow up brand ron startup ma saber kan ni bokani chuanin mizo zinga bamboo fiber towel ron nei ma saber kan ni bokta chuanin in ngai tuanga hei cotton tipo a eco friendly nga tinge in man lo in timai theya ma se cotton icon in eco friendly ro wa hian bamboo hi eco friendly zo kani achan chu tuna hei kan lelena an shiat lar hei kan bamboo towel anita bamboo ka man na chan kher hi chu bamboo hi a fiber cellulose hi lak chwa theya a fiber cellulose kan lak chwa khanin la ang hianin a lak chwa le theini la khak ata chwa theya towel angten bedsheet angten puan angte punala ta chwa theya ni chuanin bamboo kan man kher na san chu mau la hi anala ni anala wang hianin bacteria kai thelo bacteria akai thelo chuanin vunta na tha a chuanin khovel lampanga impact chha anei lawa chan chu mau hi atro hun chung arei lo em em ani kumthum kumli anga te apui tling theya thing ero kan ngai to chuanin kum som te ngai ve thung khami ni wang khan mau hi lo kit thla po ni ila atro le hun adang tro le hun chung tur khanin boruak engma asiam chelo ve thung ani chuanin skin friendly em bokta achan chu kan lo soi kalo soi tak ang khanin bacteria akai theilo awang hianin nat na shi apai theilo ta khang tiang ani wang khanin hei rim chia nisa a pholo po ni ila rim chia asiam theilowa chuanin hei in bol zo a ha chiao vak allergies kan ti te tiang kha asiam lo shim bokta chuanin areya bamboo hi a biodegrade le vek the ni khamini wang khanin khovel lampanga impact chatak asiama a chezong in ngong lo bokta a chuanin tuna chuan kan next product kan t-shirts anga kan lut le anga kan nangmani mu tur cheu kan han tar chhuak lo kanga o kan t-shirt naran kan panglawa lele na chuan global organic textile standard hawin an approved top t-shirt kan mangani chumi o omzia chu lapar chemical tello insecticides kan ti te pesticides tellowa tro natural habitat tro lapar ho cha kan mangta ni khami ni wang khanin a skin friendly boka a durability a chaboka chuanin de te anuam bokta a khami ni wang khanin hei chu kan t-shirt pon khovel hong lo zong in timeyang environment impact hezong siam lo khan kan kalpui vekta chuan kan graphics ho in lo mu ang khan mizo graphic anita tuna hianin kan traditional wear hi ngai to tai la hei ni tin tunge puan bi peyang ni tin tunge korchei ha peyang tuman hei ni tinin kan daily wear tanin kan hape lawa namdang tanin anha ka tanin cultural inappropriation te ombe thei bok tani khangtyang ani wang khan kan heritage le kan culture a thi mei lawa kan promote chho tak theina tan hianin mizo graphic mang hianin modern art kan ti hianin kan graphic t-shirt ho hi kan ron siam ta achu chu namdang ho pon daily wear a anon mang theya mizo ponin kan daily wear a kan mang theya kha he kan society le kan culture ai improve a midang pon kan nampui dang te meang hei vai kan ti north india south india ti te kan seven sisters states dang te pon an lo shat kan culture an lo ngai hluta an lo sha zaw zok na ta na hengtiang graphic create kan nita chuanin tuna hianin kan bag kan mule chonga hemi tuna ka bag kanon keng hi hand embroidered vekani sustainability kan soihianin social sustainability a keng tel nge ani mimal ham chatna chawin sustainability akal theilo chuwang chuan kan society in improvement anei theina tanin tuna kan point 3 ho zong hi lele na kan point 3 ho single mothers tung moi lo ni lo sengin he klema nufual de uhlek kan ti angma se them thiam na nei si ho angkha kan la chin ta an mani ho hi train an ngai chuan ke man ka traina an lo ngai lo ani po in ke ma supervision hoya ti khanin na kan thok vek chin ta heng tang ho po hi tanin kan hand embroidered le vek ta chuan lele na chuan question kan don chin pakha chu ngatinge in product hi avan to big mizo brand ang ai in product ataw ti hi nita ke mani anga chuanin kan na thok te ho hian lo an la cha ani asan chu kalo soitak ang khanin hey din hun niam zo ka changa ron kal an ni wang khanin an mani status le hey single mother se anya fa pathum te an mania chomten ni kha ka hey re thei da an omreng kha chuanin nakina an fa te pon education cha kha an mu thei don lo khang tiang kha kan du lo wangin lelen through in platform chateu pek sak thei turin ti hanin na kan mu saka chuanin lo chata kan pe a an fa te po tu na college aten kaltir thei to ni khang tiang ani wang khanin lelen in le hian kamimal ham chan turata na lei in nilawa mizo society a nufwa zok te tan nufwa zok te inchan pui tel ti khasha tlat turani chu chuan chumi mai pia lampanga laphiar pani kan nei bokta tu na hian laphiar ho po hi college student an nia an them thiam na mangkhan lele na rin hlo a tikhan an college fee te kha an petla chin ta ni chu social sustainability kan kalpui anganita chuanin tu na hianin sir lo soitak angkhanin sir fel lo soitak angkhanin proprietorship kha boy tha kani ke ma po chu mani lo ka khanin MZU incubation akhan contract kan sign ta tuna hianin private limited or partnership tur angin kan thak don ani chu archan chu ke mani tan scheme tele khang chang investors ka mu all samzo ka wangle mundanga kan tel du po a ke mani tan expansion azar uzok thea tan khan tianga thak tur chu kan nita chuan tu na kan malak dan chu I kan mizor entrepreneur kan ni chuan I mizoram chung ngor hi kan aim thelo achan chu kan economy in azir lawa kan population alazir lo bok are hunatan I maybe 3 to 4 years atan chuanin kan economy chuan minzo mai thei ma se long run atan kan economy minzo lawa population azo lo bok khang tiang kan shat lok awang khanin lelena chuanin mizoram mai ni lo I delhi ti te shillong kan ti angchi le state chang shanga hian tuna hian cafe rent out tur hi om chi ni khang tiang cafe a hianin khang tiang cafe a khanin kan products ho hi kan pho chwaka namdang customers kan la lut telani namdang a chuan an population azira an economy status in lo zir bo khang tiang ani wang khanin kan du ang price range po kan set the ani chuanin branding anga kan kal hianin injinga po heng tiang lo hong ve du in om chuanin kan pricing hi standard set na pakhat anya ma se pricing to quality chha kha chu apek theilo thungani ke mane chuan kan quality a chat em awang hian kan pricing po atawa I voi khata in leita a thak thak ngai lewin atoma se rei tak adai ve thungani khatia angzo nga ngai twa na man te kha acha a chuanin I business startup du shang shang po in omang fashion lampang kherlo po nang manita na karon advice du chu ahun laya in phur wang rengotin in phur thil khati su I goal nei ula strategy nei ru business strategy nei lawati chu tlak chat na financially ponin sum khoi dan thiam ru achan chu inin shalanga in profit changin evo in chu ka in shal chal tukin tanga cafe vela inva in man ral levek ang kha chuanin omzia omlo nia chu wang chuanin he heng tiang profit hi kaneya he tiang ka profit achang hianin I chumi business dang chu ka start le the ti ang real ru ti ang mindset po kha pu ula I chu entrepreneur ron ni du tanin I ka advice pek du chewani boka chuanin in hnuaya khwanin stall kan nei bok ta tuna hianin kan product zong zong kan ron keng chho theilawa stall la te po khwanin kan product dang zok te po ron en ula chuanin he in chat chan du chuanin ke ma pon karon kalo elaborate sakang cheu chu lelen khai khom na tan chuanin kalo soi ka soi thei chu ni se
Any questions from the floor? Zona zot hadau le food ka chwe free sample pek tur po nei mai thaya dawin ngai to la. Okay, I have 2 questions. There are so many streetwear startups coming up. Even Funky is a part of the streetwear. We have various like Tribe Fiction, etc., which has been in existence for a longer period of time. How do you position yourself in this very competitive as well as very vibrant market of streetwears as well as fashions?
Okay.
Because asanso differentiation and thing isiam lelen big tan hen.
Lelen big anga hi chuan midang te aya kan stand out na chu eco-friendly le sustainability kha anita chu mizo zinga I ron ni masaber kan nia chu mi mai pia lampanga I contemporary streetwear le streetwear pa ngai le lifestyle angin kan kalbo kani lifestyle anga chuanin kan tuna hian gamcha angchi bamboo changa siam angchi ang te pokha kan neita kan bamboo towels ang hi lifestyle angin nakalta a kan t-shirts hawi streetwear pa ngai nakalta chuan casual wear kan siam tel bokta ni chu khang tang ho kha contemporary streetwear angin nakala chuanin kan standard kan va target audience ang ho ka chu working class kan ti how hey klema khosave the chong molon la se khosave the de lek ang standard ang chi a khanin kanin da achan chu hey branding anga chuanin cheap de wina lan thei a khang tak shang shang kha omta chuwang chuanin ke mani a chuanin alai hol ang a khanin kanin da.
The next question, Tuna Hian, how many employees do you have at present? And because one of the priority that we have mentioned is you employ Mizo Chong Chuan Soilo Mela, okay. Though not non-privileged women, so what kind of how many employments do you have, and if possible, your turnover, monthly turnover, or approximate?
Okay. Tuna hianin I puan chui hi pathum kan neya chuanin laphiar hi pani kan nei bok ta chuanin chumi pia lampanga chuan partnership angin printing hi chukan kala I midang ho ne dekhanin kan tikop ta chuanin kan monthly yearly ang kha chuanin selop monthly angin saizok tela kan monthly turnover hi tuna hianin nuai ni achanga nuai thum ang alan ni chan chu hey business kan la startup chi alrei lo velu to kan ni chungo han turnover pui pui tur ang pok hanin.
Any questions from the floor? How many of you want to start your own fashion label or clothing label? One, only one. Okay, till dang ti tu try to in Shia yang suka ti okay. Miss
Right now it's social media, Instagram, and also we give to influencers, MZU influencers, also like Vi influencers kanti angte, Kasi influencers kanti angte, kang tiang hau ka kan pe at sonin social media hi kan mode of hey kanin advertise tak tak thay na ang tunya sonin tunay hianin upcoming market iris trading umnon ta website MZU brand hau siya englaw ron tar website atana pe website petura nita chung tianga chuanin kan telbo ka nga chu kan next target ang chu ni bok
The next person I'm going to call out is also in streetwear, and he has been trained by Tilly, has been trained by IIM CIP, Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta Innovation Park. He's been traveling many places, and we'll call Funky.
Hello. Jibai wala vo India het yang hun thra ka nei ve thei ka lom le ya masain thu soi mi ka ni lawa I atia ti chi kan nia engem moni de ka law sai ni pon in tum ang ka law deliver sak law ni chu pon mi law sha thiam lo nia masaber in funky kan story le funky hi enge ani tle ma zong ka law sai venga funky hi fashion brand ania Mizorama omdin I kan tumber chu kan rama kan handloom te hi hak thei streetwear ran siam chua ram dang po ina streetwear ngai na tu te ina an lo hak ve thei tura ron siam chua hi kan tumber ania ke imani hianin I kan brand shim hi Mizorama kan studio kan manufacture veka ta chuanin chumia chuanin Mizo puan thui thiam te tailors kan ti te designers te thopui le waivers kan ti te thopuin waivers ten hena raw materials line kan rama thiam na nei sa te I an thiam na I ram dang poina an lo mu thei tora phaulang hi kan tumber ani chuanin kumsang ni sompakwa August ni somthum pakhat khan bul kan lo trana ta chuanin full time pon kan ti thei lawa part time in kakazen designer pakhat nen chu ram danga thom no kan hak thin te kan lo over thina wangin streetwear chawin I bul kan trana ba se I chumia chuanin kan kakazen kha I housewife ani anu ania I kan du ang pon kan kal thei lawa ma se exodus bung somthum pakhat pathian in bezalela te fin na remhrian na thiam na apek thin pachuan hang ka tong trai thina ta chuanin kar ni chungin puan thui kha kai pon ka thiam ve ka ni chu chuanin ka kata kazir le ya chumi thakhat chung khanin khami kha keima po atel kher lawa ti thei khanin ka expert le thei da chuanin bul kan tran ve do ne mo kan ti lain covid khan mi lo hit le COVID lai cho din rianga thom no kha poimo lo zia chu le in rio da hang kanin seng ta COVID lai kha chen chiat lo le nal vel kha tangkai lo ve ema wang khanin kan market kha omze nei lo le enge kal hlei thei lo hang kan omani chu chuanin COVID alo zo tir khanin fashion lampang hi akal lutuk lo wang khanin na enge moni tal thok anga ya keima hi zirna lama enge khita ka lo ombik lo wang khanin chun lama two wheeler taxi kha ka saving satang lein asset satang lein ka in ka khala chuan san lama fashion designer ang thei ka om le ka ni chuan in khami chung khan ka in hlona ang khan in puan than te khat mi kha ka lei chawa chuan in entrepreneur lampanga hianin minit khat phei chama khanin ka in ziak lut ve ringo ta enge ni po shelawin ase khami atang khan boot camp te kan neya ta khan tuina le kan rama hian enge kan lo ti ve thei ti ngei tua chuak chung zelin kha kan lo ti chho ve khami minit khat phei chama khan final chu kaluta khami khanin experience thatak men pe khami tang khanin entrepreneur hemizin ko hen ka lo tui chho ema chuanin Mizoram Kailon accelerator program antia khanin EDC le IM Kolkata ina anbua se khanin form kha kavat submit ve ringota ta khanin thanni nu ve la khanin ka tel ve thei thu khamen lo hril le chuanin tharuk course ani chung khanin kum khat chuang kha course kha certification course kha kan kal boka khami chunga khanin thil ti diklo le thil thiam lo le keima kha enge helnuai pop pop kan iwang khan thil tam tak ka wazir chuaka thil enge road map siam thadang ai zete mani du dan ringo ta kal achi lo zete kha ka lo sheveya ta hanin ka thiamang tok tokin in ka local chhowa chuanin khami certification course kan so nu khan mentor thatak tak te min pe a khami kal tlang khanin mentor te en kol na hnuaya keima thiamna te le nan mani thiamna manga min pui selin te khan kan kal chhota chuanin tuna hianin NEDP incubation le pre incubation ti khan Northeast Entrepreneurship Development Program an ti khanin pathian le enge ka thil ti te min lo hlut pui le min du sak wangin pre incubation a khan kan lo tling ve theya chuanin he pre incubation hi tuna hen akal lai me kan ya grant an ya nang ma ni lo startup ve tur pon tung kum thara po hian a om le ka ringa ta chuanin apply ve ula ka ti boka a tha ema ram danga ka zuk kala tonga ka zir chhuwa chu he streetwear kan ti hi ki hemi handloom man na chang ka hriat po hi NEDP ka te la tang chi ania kan ramina kan siam chhuwa thil tam tak hi streetwear a siam chhuwa ram dang mi te po in an lo hak ve thei tur a siam chhuwa hi chuanin thil pakhat ka lo hmu lokang chunga tuna NEDP ka tel nu tanga ka idea pakhat chu kan handloom hi streetwear a siam chhuwa thei ti hi nia raw material satan atra emema apona hi hey denim kan ti how ang type dei jacket ta te lo thalo to kan ni chu chuanin keima ani hianin khami streetwear raw materials kan mang zong zong aya thazok le sustainable le eco friendly kha le len how nong zui khanin kan lo kal chho ve bok ta chuanin streetwear hi tung kumatang chawin kan tran ani chu ma se hemi chungpo hianin ti tura lo tam lutuka he tuna hen cotton kan lamanga he cotton kan mana hianin street mizau raw material sim mizau puanta te puanta tu te hen atang kan la chuanin khami kan thil tum pakhata chuanin heng puanta tu te na eizon na siam sakbok ipuan thui thiam te designers te engtin nge thiam tak tak zir chhuwa kan om te hi engtin nge na kan siam sakang ti hi fungki chuanin kan ngai pai mo hle ni chuanin April sangni somni pathum khan khilai changur kon MZU main ro ta khen design studio kan honga chumi min lo tlo sak ve ula indu chuan heng kan product hi kalau keng vek seng lawa heng ti milo en sakula tuna kan tumber chu natural fiber kan ti hi man tamber hi kan tumber ania chu khove dina abuai pui angzel le ram dang mi po ina nakin zela man thei tur ha kan lo ngai to wang khanin hemi hi man chhauzel ha kan tumani chu chuanin lelen hawina an so yang khanin e-commerce pakhat kan contract zena kha ai nanga khami mang tangkai khanin khove ram hun thong thonga kan products te hi zor chua kan tum bokani
Since it's a product demonstration, I'd like to call someone to wear as a model. Any volunteers? Okay, our host Ishanika.
May not match with my outfit, but I wore a suit that was made by Funky yesterday.
Okay, thank you. Say thank you, and you can keep it. Funky, he especially supporting our local ecosystem, our weavers, our handloom units. They have been a very good supporter for them. And also, we have seen, we are expecting a lot of newer trends, newer design, newer things to come up in the future. So one it's in a can aron so is why of mine zona ka tel lovang ka tida na kan tele thawanga I there are so many schemes which are floating around for different sectors. Eng scheme nge NEEDP ka churan soi to a chuan eng scheme atangin nge beneficiary lo ni ve to.
PMAGP scheme khan beneficiary kan ya chumi don tur khanin a har sa khop maya bank ina min ron approach hianin all samzia hin ron soi thina wase atak ram kan va thlen hianin dan khir tak khan do nei le thin ni cho chuan bank hi pasari vel ka dora min reject veka ma se khita Bank of Baroda hianin ka project te min lo ngai thak sakin I ad manager khan mak deuh main kha po kha I pathianin min pui ka ti lo thei lawa chan account ka nei lawa I account statement submit tur ka nei lawa ta po khanin ka trong try na sa ani zo ka kalkuala ma si atopa ka mamo tak tur khamin pe a I thakhat po ting lo khanin ka mambo ang tur kha I min lo pe ngal zo ka chu wang chuanin heng injin konga hianin ka soi du chu mishing thei nang hot a kan lo thei lawa mi in min lo reject ani pon I pathian hian kan ta tur da a I kan kal ko nga hianin an duai mo du lo mo kan ta na pathianin a ruat ani chuan min pui nge nge yangai ti I shevela ka do bokani
Kan lo mo to ke funding hi nitsina fela khan ron soi to a there are lots of funding available in India right now, so many different government, semi-government, private equity. There's so many fundings available. Even for us, we have the Biotechnology Ignition Grant and PACE and so many different programs where you can get. But even if your product is perfect, it's not an easy road. Till all takanilem lawa. So hang chuan atameti vangot khan zuam tur ni lawa se aharsa ti vangot khan beidon tur po ni lawa. Tuna po kini center kit in kan incubation center hi Mizoram a chona te per pol kan nianga tun kum 2022 to 2023 kan we have our startups along with our centers we have generated around 195 lakhs of investment and grants from outside sources. BIG kan tiang te chon manage atang te tle mun sang train enge 2 crores don so kan startups hotan kan generate veni. So Mizoram University we are just 3 buildings different apart. Tu ma hin ron tui lem lo ni ang suka ti management how we are sarma mas hisu ron leng lut so wani po kan in shed lo fang in how many of you have been to IC incubation center near the women's center? Okay, at least we have visited, right? So do you go there regularly? Do you have MBA? Okay, so MBA kan ni ve thawa MBA ho hi enge mi noi thok tur hian in zir ngota ka lo kan min ti thina ma sa tu na chan there's lots of opportunity especially for management ho chuan enge you know how to make a business plan, right? How to make financial projections, how to make sales forecasting, how to analyze the demand of the market, how to identify the SDP segmentation, targeting, positioning. You learn everything that is required for a startup. But if you are not going to start it yourself, okay, see, he is from a different background and he has been struggling, but with his own with his own zeal, with his own passion, he has created his own brand. And we wish you all the best. And the greatest support you can give to any startup is to buy their products. Okay, thank you. The last one I'm going to call is, she's big, she's strong, and she can craft magic with her hands. Okay, so let's call Effie Handcrafted Soap.
Hello, hello. In Zavai in Tibaivek ule coming to Effie here, coming pum to Valer Shwai fan I and ya. Effie handcrafted soap neitu kanya he sabon kalau siam chan nahi story kan ei ve deu data nichena sarfel na ron soi angkhanin UK a khwanin company tan ka thok chin ani chan kan ha thei ema chuan jing dar sari le achan ve a in kan chwa sana chuan nileng in office a kan vachuan na atam lu tok soi ngai na lo jok angkha anita chuan tlai dar riat vela hian in kan theng le choka achan chu kan chan ang hun khatu dar kwa ania ma sengin kan travel chung kha rei thina ni dar kar khat chuang kan travel thina chuanin I kan company dan khanin exhibition hi world trade exhibition antia chuan world biggest trade exhibition ani zo kang chuan voisom pakhat hi ka attend ani chuan kariru a hianin ke mi hnuaya thok reng lovin mania ezon na bulchan hikachak thin ema chuanin atoi zongin soita ila 2015 December khan kalo ho atwan 2016 khanin ti mei tur kha ka sha lo wang khan Mumbai ya ka chuk tha a chuan purchase manager in ka zuk omle a import ania ka tho chin chuanin ti khanin masemi hnuaya tho ka thok le ni chuanin masengin ke ma kha UK ka thona chin kha perfume ani wang khan perfume a tho khanin ka lut le a Mizoram ka thon ho a ka supply a tlem te in bul ka chana chuan ke ma ka ho chang hianin rakseka hianin ka akchua ka rit lut tuk hian office ate ka kal kwala ka chan te ka bia a chuanin te khanin ka zwar chan ani chuan Mumbai a ka chola zo ka chuk le a ka zuk thok le a chuan khathia ang ringota om khachu enge katia Mizoram khanin keima savings achengin claim te akala khom mang khanin perfume dor kha ka chungte hian reman tilau chuan ma seng ka hongve ta roi ani chu chuanin ma se kala du tok chuang lo ani asum le pai lampang ni lovin perfume dor ka neya ka va chu to pa engma ka tilawa chu wan chuanin keima kut chuak ngei thil siam hi ka du a chuanin ka ngai to katan chuanin sabon siam hi zirila a chaberang a chan chu mitenin in tinina kan mamo chu sabon ania tuma hi sabon mang lowin vina po in wal lowin in local karing lawa chu wan chuanin kan mamo chewa ka ti ni a mai ro chu sabon khasiam chuak ringot don ta ilang atam lu tuk to klom de vin entianan sabon sen kan ti live boy li real kami hankum pit tur kha chu atam lu tuk ani chuanin Mizoram hi kan van nei ema achan chu ramhul dam doya hianin kan hausa em ani chu ma se kan lamang tamlo ka man thei chu ka sabun kha ramhul dam doi mangin siamta ila ti kha chuanin cold process soap kan ti big ta tu na ka sabun te hi chuan chu mi cold process me sabun siam chu Mumbai khanin across ka zau ka 2019 khan ka zirta chuanin mizo sabuna mizo damdoya tlang lon ber chu sai siak kan chewin ka ringa sai siak chu kami mang khanin sabun hi siam chuak ila chuan basek ka sia dana chuanin sentut le tangse tan kan mang na sa a chuan kami ram hnuaya akala sai siak awazona tuya asiama imbualea khatia ti reng ai khachuanin enge handy dewa sabun anga da mei kha acha zok khan kangai ta chuan ka siam ta ni atira chuan zapan hlote tlang sam ti neu te pon ka siama masengin rin phak bakin sai siak sabun hianin sai siak hian thatna alounga ani chu wan chuanin khang kha chu ti meyang ada nil velu tuka sabun dang kha hei enge skin conditions shang tăng xe le sen tu chau ne lo thak neu neu allergy shang ke puna karin phak lo kanu bula hian ka ti thina ka be sei phak ba ken sai sak sai pun hian mala som ka ti thina chanin dampui an ron nga lu tuk doctor hena ka kala a chen chuan doctor min ti hian enge chu kan ya chu kan yang tin ron ti pop zela chani ma se karin phak ba khianin sai sia khianin mal som na adonga chu karon chan dan chu ania atira chuanin a har sa ve khop meya ka ma mi ron sai ang khan 2019 na bul ka chana tu chuanin kan han insiam ve chan don chawa covid 3 aron lenga chuan ti khanin ina ka siam be ke ma in chuanin asir hi avai hanin ka shave thina alan moinan chuanin chu ke man ka ti boka chuanin packing ka ti boka achan chu dor kha kan hong thei si lowa chuan thei to pin social media ate ka status kuala ti khan ka post kuala chuan covid lai khan chuanin ka dor khar top chung khanin ama kha min enge ni hei keima khosaka po khan min chom tu kha ani chhota chuanin tuna hian mi in min hutsak a achatna te an lo sha da wang hianin Mizoram district shang a hianin district tina kan thon chuak to a wholesale in kan pe chuaka chuanin ka soi ang khan kot ka soi deuh nuai ang in som lo mai the cold process zia chu enge oils shang kan chaw pul ta chuan oil khanin oil chitin khanin saponification value an nei ta ni chuanin khamia kha an saponification value changin lai kan siama chuan darkar somni pali kan multa kan da a kan kat le a chuan 30 days kan kir le ni chu a special lutuka hei chuan ama hi 99% natural kan ti boka vuntan angei bi ka chuanin hei sabon dora kan mu ang te hi chu harmful chemicals le thil lem ati phuan tu chi shang atela khang kha ke mani sabuna chuan atel lova chu mi shangin entirnan va target customers big po kan nei theilo achan chu mi zong manatan khanin ashisel ma chuan tuna hianin Mizoram pon ba ka Tamil Nadu ate Rajasthan lama te kan thona chumi chu kan thon thei na chan chu MSME noya hianin kanin registra chumi chuanin show an nein international hospitality exhibition ate kan kala chuan Noida a hiam voin hi ka kalpui to a chuan Hornbill festival Nagaland a hian voin hi kan kal to boka tin tuna hianin nichina putete apura sang sarba sang na soi angkhanin heta biness ta hianin biness incubator a hianin incubate kan ya anni hian min ngai sak a tuna kan packaging te po hi kan han kan tha ka achan chu kan la swal chhuak lawani achan chu eco friendly asabun hi chu eco friendly ani ta ma se a packaging hi brown paper ten kan han tuama ma singin enge weather allow in thaka hemi a humid te ulai hianin a brown paper aron valle china khangkha kan du thu sama chuan sarang man lo hi kan du a amaro chu kan thak le hi angaya hei po hi kan la thok zel tura angai la chuan voinia enge management fest kan mang hi soitel lok ka dua aro pui ka ti a chalai ten mason na le zel entirnan festival college kan kalai te pon fest kan nei china ma se ho hi atam zo ka ni chu wang chuanin voinia manlama ke pen du na in organizers te pon an neya chu wang chuanin enge mason le zel na mani in to del na hun chatak keini tan te le zirlai te ta na aron kal zong ta na an buat sai hi alom ka tia chu karon sai tel don hi kalame
Any questions from the floor?
Imo asiam chung na hi chu arei lo ni nge a khoi chung hi chuan asiam pui tu hi pahni ka neya masingin ka en pui zel du ta ni achan chu ke ma khanin signature veneu neu ka neya chuan entin nan tu na sai siak sabun lo siam chwa ma saber tu ka ni ta mase hei achung hi heti hianin a hring bik ta ke ma chu chuan entin nan ka charcoal and tea tree te po ti hian hey aranda na hi tian ombik ta khang kha entiran ke ma changa chwani wang khan an thiam ve vek thin lo ta kha kha chu ka en pui ta chuan asiam tu hi pahni ka nei ya chuanin I packaging a pack tu hi pahni ka nei boka ma se ka ol kha chuan te khan ka pack pui vek tho ke ma in
zo tum min zo ta taka efi enge tu na tanga kum thum vel eng product nge what kind of products you would like to launch or make in the near future
o tu na hianin ka adot leti ka tum chu shampoo bar natural shampoo bar hinia chuanin ke ni kum khan ka zir zo to mumbai ya tho ka zuk zira chuan ka chan chep to ang chu chuan adot le kala ne ya lotion awan chu sai sia kan ngei em awang hian sai sia khi a lotion in lo siam ro ti tu hi an tam ta chu lotion chu shampoo bar zo chan ni le ang
zot ve dua lama tangin isoi kha na chin isoi zong kha adik vek ti kha kan proof ma sadua a chan chu khami experience nei to kha kania chete tlema zong lo nei ve to kania atak tak kania soap kan ti ho hi soap an lo ti mi alawa lux kan ti te dof te ho hi bedding bar an lo te soap an lo ti mi alawa soap tak hi chu kha ho kha soap chu ni ta lo chi selbi ke me ma chu environmental friendly na kha ai na sign fak bok la ka du khop me ka zo chak em zo chu ngating e hot tam zok in kan shelo me the hot process po ka hot process le cold process a khan ngating e hot process ti lo ti ka sha chak lo tuk ta chan chu array lo zok sia 30 days curing kha tlem zok sia hot process a ngating e hot process kha iti zok lo ti me la hot process kai ti tel lo ti na zok ani chu ka question chak lo
hot process kha chu nia a ingredients khain ang veka kan chuanga kan chok ta char ta ni chuanin masengin keima sha dana le hei ka research na chuanin cold process hianin enge kan chhum tam yaw lo ta kha a in evaporate ringot ta a excess water te enge mo excess chemical thalo polo om theyang khata khanin 30 days a kier char me kha enge ashi sel zo ka wangin hot process ai chon hot process chu kan chuang zowa kan kata kan mang thei ngal mase aro vele khan maseng chu ashi sel zo kha ka du wangin khatia in ban lek reng tur ka sia kan siam dai thau kha chuan acha ka ti zo ka chu wan chuan hot process ka mang zo
mani nau ten ne du sak te beng klep kan chan berang kha hot process a chuan when you heat it up a melt temporang te po enge a bioactive compound kan ti sai siak tu kha a that na eng lo kha enge ati cheve the ni ma se cold process a chuan hami cold mercerization anga te ponia enge a bioactive compound enge ma ti chelo khan enge a natural bioactive ingredients ho ka lo preserve enge vuntan po a that na kha enge ati chelo bina akal pui the ni lo mu to ke efi thu toy te ho te kan neng lawanga enge tuna startup festival kan ne enge to pa in hlan na ma ka hian in hlan na hun te siam don em ka shelawa management mana ma ka theu ne ta kan thutlar po khan wa young indians program ni mo ka soi to thowa ka ngai dan na ni poka hata po hang ka soya tun hi hun management ho tan phei chon hun dik takania tuna product development te ke ni po ke po han startup pathum ka ne ya pakhat chu grant ta mu to chu such a inchi thawania enge pharmaceutical products ani ta pakhat chu natural fiber ania pakhat hi chu biofuel lampang ania kha kan englo product development chung hi re ni chu tuna tanga intrana enge tuna heta biotech in naya botany zoology het mi science lampang in boy pui du chuan laboratory ke mani biness po in naya melshit in naya contact network in la naya hating te po idea in nei chuan if you can at least produce a prototype within let's say within your final year and the internship the po incubation center I had delay more you can do it in a startup also provided if Pusharma allows okay ข้าเตียงข้าอันเนี้ยส่วนส่วน startup เป็นจันดูตักนี่ส่วน you have the right ecosystem ส่วนที่ประคัดเละเสีย startup entrepreneurship กันสวยกันหัน awareness campaign เวลากันหันกันเลยมกัน attend เพียงเห็นสุรการหน้าฟังต่อสีที่เห็นสวยเสียกันนิ่งเด้อเลยค่ะสุรการหน้าจู่กัน startup ประคัดอันนั้นไอ้เงี้ย incubate ตัวเราinterview กันเนี่ยข้าเนี่ยสวยจู่การเรียนรู้ตุนใช่ไหมคนอะไรคนมาอาการนู้นเลยก็ป้าจู่สุรการหน้าเช่นถกเวียมาเสียฟ้าแต่จู่เอ็งมามินเราจุนตัวนั้นในเล่มละว่าเดียมาเสีย startup กันแล้วเนี่ย if I have a startup if I can have a company it can be there to feed my generation สักเดียเอ็งเกี่ยมาตานเจ้าเนี่ยเราการช่วงกว่าจะตานเจ้าปนเราก็ฟ้าแต่แค่เงินมินจอมเทโดนจู่ว่าส่วนกัดจังอันนี้เดียand they are doing quite well also ขัดยัง attitude เท่าเล็กในคำเองเนี่ยสุรการหาจุนังมานี่ in service ช่วงนี้ลอยเองservice นู่น pension claim ส่งเอง new pension scheme ไม่ใช่ต่ำหรือตุกแล้วว่าบ่อยท่ากันเร่งส่วนมาส startup เป็นไหนส่วน it can be there as your legacy to your generations also so ข้ามีเรียนรู้ที่พอขับปูอุละเองเนี่ยสุรการหาหวานฟัง entrepreneurship กันนี่เราเป็นproduct idea ทรากันในเมียวเราฟังเงินสุรการหน้ากระซงไหมติดต่อโซ่กุละอันตุสักกันนี่รอไหม